Hey everybody, so today I'm here to share with you guys our kids summer must-haves. So these items are things that if for whatever reason I didn't have tomorrow, I would go out and I would repurchase because they're absolute necessities. There's a lot of fun lists and fun ideas out there with all kinds of cool toys and gadgets and stuff to make your summer tons of fun or more convenient, stuff like that. And I love those kind of lists too, but I just wanted to bring you are realistic summer must-haves. These are items that for summers and summers now, this is what I've turned to. And like I said, these things on the couch, if we didn't have them, I would go get them again because that's how much we use them. They're important to our summer, things like that. So if you're new to my channel or my videos, I have 3 daughters, ages 7.5, 6, and also 2. So a little bit of an age range here for you. Some older kiddos and then also a toddler. I'll link as much as I can down below, but let's just go ahead and get started. And when I think of summer, honestly, this is like the first thing that comes to mind when I'm like, okay, the weather's going to be changing soon. We got to start getting our summer stuff together. This is the first thing that's like, yes, I need to order that bike shorts. So, you know, not exciting here, not anything revolutionary. I feel like most things on this list aren't going to be, but I went summers and summers with my older girls, not knowing the best shorts to get, especially with girls. I just didn't feel like there was like good enough coverage. I don't understand why the girl shorts need to be so much shorter than boy shorts, but when they are kids, just having that kind of coverage so that they can ride a bike or swing on a swing set or go down a slide or play in sand or something, and it's like offering that protection for them on their legs. I don't understand why that's so hard to come by. So it took me years, and I've tried all kinds of different shorts, athletic ones, more casual ones, the ones that kind of look like leggings but aren't, and stuff like that. And these bike shorts are just what I always come back to. They are black, they are simple, they obviously go with everything. You can't stain them because they are black. They can get them as dirty, as gross, as whatever they need to. I throw them in the wash and they come out the same. They are tight fitting, so that way when we are playing in the sandbox, they're not getting sand up their shorts, or whenever we're out playing on a jungle gym or something, it's nice and tight so their clothes aren't going to catch on anything, which is also really important with a lot of summer activities. So these you can find almost anywhere too. I feel like I've seen them definitely at Target and Walmart, places like that. But I mean, even places like Kohl's, JCPenney's, Carter's, like no matter where you find your kids' clothes at, I feel like you're going to come across some bike shorts, and I just can't recommend them enough. They are cheap. They are convenient, they work really well, and they are 100% what I always have my kids in whenever we go outside. And to kind of go along with that, our summer shoes are always Crocs. So I know some people really don't like the look of these, and I feel like most stores, whether it be Target, Walmart, wherever, they also have like a knockoff version of Crocs anymore. But the reason why I love these is because they can get muddy and disgusting and you just hose them off. We have had so many different pairs of Crocs in this house. You guys know that we're a Croc family. I wear them, my husband wears them, my kids wear them. We have had so many different types. These are just character ones and they actually light up. My oldest Sophie has had these frozen pair for quite some time. They've been through it, and I always size up. That way they're a little bit big on the kids and they'll just put this behind their ankle, but it still fits them, and that way they have a couple years worth of use out of them. But we have also had just the plain colored Crocs. That's actually what my oldest got this year, and we just got her some charms to put on it to make it, you know, whatever she wanted, because she didn't see any character ones that she liked. And they are just super convenient because they get disgusting, gross, nasty. I mean, even my own Crocs and my husband's Crocs, we wear them outside all the time too, and it's just really nice to be able to hose it off. You're not ruining anything because I don't know if they're rubber, plastic, whatever they're made out of. Basically indestructible. My toddler can do it all by herself, which she is definitely in the mood for anymore. But things like that just make it easy, convenient, they come clean, and my kids also think they're really cute. So let's just wrap up the kind of clothing outfits kind of thing, because this is the last thing that I have for anything to do with like summer clothing. But when it comes to bathing suits, I am a stickler for Rash Guards. So I have a bunch of different ones here, but a lot of the times, especially with little girl bathing suits, you'll find stuff like this where it's 2 pieces, which I do enjoy 2 pieces, especially if they're toddlers. That way you can change the swim diaper very often. But I'm not sure what this is supposed to offer sun coverage of, but I don't like it. So my grandma actually got this swimsuit set for her, but it also came with a rash guard. So we don't really use this top. We just use the rash guard and these bottoms. I don't think I've shown you guys these swimsuits. I'm about to. I know that in the spring clothing haul, I had showed you guys bathing suits that I got for all the girls from Walmart. Different ones. There was one from a Justice line, some Wonder Nation, Toddler, and older girls. So I will link you to that video, and all those bathing suits are linked in the description box of that video. In this one, I'll link these ones that I'm showing you if I can, because my grandma did buy these some time ago for Easter for the girls. So with Lexi, we have this little Moana rash guard. So if you got this yellow one, and the sleeves on here are like soft and stretchy. I don't know, feels really nice. And these adorable pink flowers all over them. And then Remy got a very similar one, and it is the Cat and Jack brand. But it's green, it's got different flowers. The sleeves are still really soft and stretchy as well though. And this is mainly what our girls wear. So when it comes to rash guards that are affordable, I would check Walmart and Target and buy them ahead of season. My grandma and I bought those swimsuits for the girls a couple months ago. That was by no means swimming time in Ohio. It was not swimming weather whatsoever. But the farther you get into the season, I feel like it's harder to come by. I know a lot of people said that they also look on Amazon. And also, if you are getting farther into the season and you can't find much, don't be afraid to shop in the boys section. They do have longer trunks, and then also they do normally sell like single rash guard tops, so short sleeves, long sleeves, whatever you're looking for. I have shopped in the boys section and gotten that stuff before. I would say just size down. That's what my experience with it has been. But rash guards are super important whenever we are looking for sun protection during the summertime. So I had to mention that stuff because that, again, is just one thing that my mind instantly is like, okay, yes, it's summertime. And then speaking of sun protection, I just wanted to share with you guys what we have been using as far as sunblock and bug spray, stuff like that goes. So I was using the ThinkBaby brand, but we had used this for a really long time, but it's on Amazon. So the thing is that we would use it and then we would run out, and I felt like I couldn't get it here fast enough, especially when the pandemic hit and the shipping on Amazon Prime stuff just started to slow down. It's still really slow where we live. So I want something that's easily accessible. If I forget it or something like that, I can run into a store and find it. I will say that I like the spray. However, this is really messy. Like the range on it is really wide. So I would do it outside when you're already there, do it in some shade or whatever, but it can get really messy if you do it inside. So just be aware of that. Do it in your shower or something like that that you can hose down afterwards. But we really like this. My middle daughter Remy does have eczema. She is very sensitive to things like sunscreen or other stuff that goes directly onto her skin, and this and the ThinkBaby has never caused a reaction. Obviously every kid with eczema is different, but as far as hers go, neither one of these brands has caused a reaction or a flare-up from her. So wanted to also put that out there. But yes, we love the HelloBello. And then I also wanted to recommend just this thing that I saw on TikTok, I think it was last summer, where you take an old makeup brush. Obviously you can see this one is nasty and crusty, but that is because we use it exclusively for sunblock. This is in the same cabinet that the sunblock is in, and even with this one, like I said, sometimes you still need help rubbing it in, especially on the face, and this just helps it apply it so much better, especially for little kids. My kiddos, even though they are still older, it's a task to get them to stand still and let me rub it in everywhere, and this makes it 10 times easier. So much easier. I also personally hate the feeling of sunscreen on my hands. I can't explain it, but I hate it. So this has been awesome in more ways than one. You can go buy some $2 makeup brush from Walmart. It does not matter. Just something to help you, rub the sunscreen in. It's been a game changer. You can just see how much we've used it and how gross it's been, but I highly recommend it. And then we also use the HelloBello bug spray. I actually had somebody on Instagram ask me if our kids ever wear like those bracelets or like, the kind of bug repellent things that you see that are wearable, and we have never used those. We live in a place where during the summertime the bugs are really bad, and the darker it gets or the wetter it gets, they only get worse. So we do need some really good bug spray. I think this was new to HelloBello last year, but I'm pretty sure it's still around, and it's DEET free. Again, this has caused no reaction with Remy, who has eczema, and it works really well. Now, does it work as well as like traditional bug spray that does have DEET in it? No, obviously, but I feel like this does a really, really good job. And this still has probably about like a fourth of a bottle, and we use this on all of us family, and it works pretty well for being a DEET free kind of natural bug spray. We really like it. Again, this is something that I can go to my Walmart and I can find, so I've been really happy with this. You guys let me know down in the comments if you have tried any of those wearable bug repellent kind of things. Let me know if they work. I was interested in them. I've just always kind of assumed they didn't work, which is wrong of me, but I would like to know if you guys have any experience with those. And I wasn't planning on mentioning this next thing, but it was in the cabinet right next to all of this stuff, and I thought, yes, I should probably say something because I know this one caught me off guard last summer. So last summer we had a run-in with poison ivy, and I was realizing very quickly that we had nothing in the house to take care of that. So I ordered this off of Amazon in like a 2-pack last year, and I highly recommend it. It worked out really well for us. So it's the Benadryl itch stopping gel. It works for insect bites, poison ivy, oak, sumac, mosquito bites, sunburn, and also minor cuts and scrapes, it says. So works really well. I would highly recommend it. Poison ivy is just one of those things that I never think about until one of my kids finds it, and then I'm like, why don't I have anything in the house to take care of it? So I highly recommend this. It's good to just have around. It was really cheap. It wasn't expensive whatsoever either. So let's get into more of the outdoor kind of things. The first thing that I'm going to mention, just because it's the only thing I don't have here to show you, is a picnic table. We have this one. It's either by Little Tikes or Fisher Price, something like that. I think it's Little Tikes. But this I highly recommend. My almost 8-year-old can still fit at this table somehow miraculously, and obviously my other 2 girls fit into it as well. It's really nice just to have some place to sit and eat outside. You know, the girls love eating lunch or dinner, whatever we might be doing that day, outside, and it's just nice. And also something like that kind of picnic table, I believe it's all plastic. It wipes clean really easily. Honestly, I just keep it outside on our deck, and then whenever we go to eat off of it, I just hit it with a Clorox wipe. That way it can get all the, you know, dust, grime, whatever off of it. And it's been really nice. It's grown with our girls really, really well. Obviously, my almost 8-year-old is barely fitting at it anymore. She's getting much too tall for it. It's harder for her to get her legs under there. But at the same time, I feel like if you have younger kiddos, this is something that you can get several years of use out of. It's pretty indestructible, and like I said, it's just really convenient to have outside. Actually, I lied. There is one other thing that I can't show you guys, and it is these chalk paint rollers. I got these from Target. I stuck them in the girls' like end of school, beginning of summer type of bags that I gave to them, and I feel like the reviews on these things are always kind of bad, but I felt like they were a good enough experience. I'm not sure what other people are wanting out of them, but basically it's just powdered chalk, and then you add water to it and it squirts up like a paint roller. And it's not perfect. It doesn't work, you know, 110% exactly as it should, but it's also just chalk, and the girls had a fun enough time with it. It also makes the chalk go on really, really opaque, so I feel like you can do some really cool stuff with it. And our driveway was just like, it looked so cool after using all of these colors out there, and they are a little messy to get started. Like me, I was the one who put the water in and shook them up and stuff. It does get a little messy, but after that, it was fine. It hosed off like chalk. Our driveway was not stained whatsoever or anything, and the kids had a great time with them. So I would recommend them. Our kids had a great time. I'll link some on Target to the exact ones that I bought, and then maybe ones on Amazon for my Canadian friends, because I don't want you guys to be left out. But I had to mention those. I thought it was a little bit of a risk because I never see good reviews of them, but my kids really liked them. The next thing that is newer to us are these mesh bags that I got. This is actually what I put all of their little gifts in, or most of them, what I could fit. And I got these for our nature walks. The girls love nature walks, beach walks. We do a bunch of different stuff like that. And My oldest just took hers on a walk with her dad, a little nature walk, and it worked exactly how I had hoped. She had collected rocks and flowers and a bunch of other stuff. It's made of mesh, just like I mentioned, so it has the ability to let dirt or sand, wherever you might be, fall through there. That way, if your kids are collecting leaves, rocks, like whatever, it allows them to have stuff in here without it getting gross. And they are adjustable. As you can see, these bags are hitting at different levels. This one is Lexi's, and this one's Remy's, and this one is Sophie's. So they really like these bags. Honestly, my oldest has also been just using it as a purse, so it functions as a bag really well, you know, just like as a little purse for them. And I don't know if your kids like to go on little scavenger hunts to find things to bring inside, but mine love that kind of stuff, so those bags have been working perfectly for that. And then the last thing that I wanted to mention was this bubble wand. It was also new for this year. It was also included in the gifts, and I really like this. Again, it did not have the best reviews on Target, but I thought, it's a bubble wand, like as long as it does that, I'm fine with it. And honestly, it works. So it does have this little bubble container down here, and it has a little tube that suctions up the bubbles, and then it is battery operated. Batteries are back here, and so far since putting them in, we have not had to replace the batteries. We've just had to fill up more bubbles, so works pretty well. And there's a button right here, and then it also lights up along with shooting out bubbles, so you just turn it on. They are a little bit noisy, so as you can see, there's a ton. I don't know if you can see the lights, but I have to turn it off because it makes so many bubbles. Like, I will be drenched on this side if I let it go any longer. This does a really good job, and these are amazing for toddlers. Obviously, my big girls can do stuff like this, you know, the cheap little $1 wands. They know that they have to screw them back on or you're going to lose the bubbles. They obviously have the lung capacity to also blow bubbles as well, all by themselves. But my toddler, on the other hand, finds that kind of stuff pretty frustrating. But this, she can hit a button and she thinks this is the coolest thing ever. She loves these. Even my older girls who can blow bubbles all on their own, they really like these as well. They were having little bubble fights just pointing this at each other. Highly recommend. I know they had another one. I don't know if it was a dinosaur or a llama, something like that, but there was a couple different options. I'll see if I can find something on Amazon again for my Canadian friends, because this is the Target brand, but we had a great time with this. I think Walmart also has an option. I don't have that one, but I would venture to say it works in the same way. And I also just emptied this bubble wand into the bottom of this one to give us more bubbles. So any work, just as long as you keep this little thing on the bottom, so that way you know it fits. You can just keep refilling it with any bubbles that you have, and I just can't recommend this enough. They love it. I think it's going to be great, especially outdoors at night when it lights up. It's just going to be so much fun. And as you can see, it puts out a lot of bubbles, so I'm very happy with this purchase. I think they're around like $9, but well worth it, especially for my toddler. So yeah, that is everything. And like I said, I know this might have not been like amazing, completely brand new ideas that you've never thought of before, but it is really realistic. These things really have made our summer so far, and we're just getting started. And also, like I said, in years past, it's just been something that I continue to go back to and that are summer staples for my kids. So yeah, if you made it all the way to the end of the video, why don't we put the island emoji? I love that one. If you have any questions, you can also leave them down there. I'll do my best to answer them. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to give it a thumbs up, and as always, thanks for watching.